WM Podcast.
We are the champion, my friend. Yes, NXT won. We're the podcast that won in your face to everyone else. Mainly Dan and Joe. Joe, in your face. I may have lost predictions, but in your face, NXT won.
He didn't win either.
He is raw.
I know, and this is by proxy somehow. This is the superior podcast out of the three WWE podcasts.
Exactly.
But
no,
Joe didn't win the premonitions either. So
no, he lost. See, it's not just me that loses.
Yeah, no, we all lost. Shirley won.
We all lost. Well done, Shirley.
Yeah, we need to figure out. Well, Joe's got the belt in Canada, so I have no idea what we're doing. Anyway, you've got an instruction to do. Do that first.
Well done for getting water right, Shirley. That was impressive. Welcome to episode number 9 of the Wednesday Night Wars podcast. Do not forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, and YouTube. And also go over to squaredcirclebox.co.uk and use TWM News for 10% off.
You do it every week. It's .com.
I'm going to write this down on my script template.
Squaredcirclebox.com. I'm going to say it 3 times while he writes it down. Squaredcirclebox.com. Squaredcirclebox.com.
.com. It's not a UK company.
You are so pro-Brexit.
I'm not. I voted Remain.
So you want everything to be .co.uk. You want to get rid of just the .co. You want it to be .uk. Oh,
yes, exactly. .uk. Up the Brexit. No, I'm not.
Up the Brexit. No one's ever said that. If
me say that, I think I'd either be castrated or single. I don't know.
Or both, or neither.
Or both, or neither. Yeah. It's going to take a box, though. I should be getting my box any day soon. I'm going to have to ask Schmitty if he's got his, because mine has not arrived yet. But
well, once he gets his box, we'll have an unboxing up on the social media.
Head over to the channel. SquareCirclebox.com. 10% off with TWM News. Joining me today, as always, recently, is the Matty Deller.
Yeah, I know. Josh can't seem to get Thursdays off anymore, so you're stuck with me at the moment. Hopefully, we'll change some bits up. There are some new prospects coming through in the podcasting ranks, and maybe, just maybe, I won't be on everything like I have been this week, because I had to cover Raw this week as well, so I've been on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm on tomorrow. Luckily, I'm not on Saturdays, but I'm pretty much on your entire working week.
Matt can have a day off.
No, I can have a day off. I only can dream.
It's in the plans to get McIver on here with me.
We need to get... Yeah, McIver wants to come on. It's already transfer deadline day of who's moving where. Don't worry. Everyone that doesn't want to hear me on every show, I will not be on every show soon. We're going to get some more people on other shows. I just had to fill in some gaps because Joe's in Canada. Dan is not about at the moment, and Josh is off doing non-wrestling things. Josh is Father Christmas. Also, this is coming out. Happy Thanksgiving to our American brothers and sisters. Indeed, as they tuck in. Hopefully they listen to us as they have either finished or they are tucking into their delicious turkey-based meals.
And pumpkin pie.
That as well. And what other things they have?
Pumpkin spice lattes.
I don't drink pumpkin spice lattes at Thanksgiving.
A Thanksgiving-themed thing, though.
Well, yeah. But it's like, I can't imagine them going, well, to sit down for the delicious roast dinner that we're going to have. They don't call roast dinners, which is weird. Not that everyone pass around their Starbucks cups. I'll pour the pumpkin spice latte.
Also, and to the little brothers and sisters and children of our American viewers, I hope that they're all making those wonderful little hand turkey things, because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, the only real thing I'm aware of is just the NFL on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. Yeah.
It's not the Super...
No, it's not the Super Bowl, is it? It's just the NFL, isn't it?
I'm gonna fight you, I swear to God. It's Thanksgiving Day. It's not the Super Bowl. That's in February. February. Yeah, February.
I don't know American sports except for wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, let's get into NXT. I want to continue my podcast theme this week of singing as we open things, because it's celebrate good times. Come on! We're having a party. There was a celebration on NXT last night as the locker room cleared out into the ringside area.
I did love this because, it's brilliant of NXT. Pull off what many consider would be the upset victory. They are the superior brand, but they still are the smallest brand of the three.
Correct.
And considering most times they usually just go, oh yeah, we've won, NXT decides to go full obnoxious Celsius. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
Alberto Del Rio style.
Fucking wrestling flow, wrapping them all out. Everyone having a massive block party to celebrate NXT. They nearly threw it away. Let's not sugarcoat here. NXT nearly completely pulled. They had a 3-1 lead and they nearly fucked it up.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. Surprisingly enough, I say made evident by the Undisputed Era. It wasn't. They sort of pointed out that Adam Cole was just being the typical wrestling heel of him being so delusional, because the Undisputed Era came out and interrupted the party and said, like, stop celebrating. You only won because of us. Thing is, all of
the one person that won for their team over that weekend.
Just Roddy.
It was literally Roderick Strong. You didn't have a match that involved brands. You just had a banger of a match with Peter Dunne, and the Undisputed Era Tag Team Edition lost to the Viking Raiders, which no one picked.
Hairy Viking Raiders.
Yeah, so I love that.
More or less got jobbed out for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I did love that when they're just like, yeah, you're welcome for the win. It's like, you literally barely have a dog in this fight.
Yeah, more or less. More or less. I don't. For some reason now, it's just become a thing that Tommaso Ciampa has his own little posse of Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic, and Matt Riddle. They've just now become a foursome and thought, fuck it, we're just gonna, go ahead and basically told every member of the Undisputed Era that you're losing your title soon. I love that Ciampa didn't, Ciampa said, Riley eating fish, you're losing your tag titles tonight. Roddy, you're going to lose your belt at some point. Didn't say Matt Riddle's coming for it. He's just like, I'm just going to lose it.
Yeah, it's like through the passage of time, as is the law of averages, you will lose that belt at some point in the future.
Matt Riddle's going to kick your face in, who was stood next to him. He just went, yeah.
He couldn't really just turn around and say, you will lose that belt once Velveteen Dream is cleared.
And then obviously he went for the Goldie's coming home because Daddy had to go to war, but now
it's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Goldie's coming home.
What I absolutely thought was very sad for Dominik Dijakovic in this match, was was where everyone like, you're facing Dijakovic and Lee tonight, you're going to lose, and everyone's like, Keith Lee. Dijakovic's like, oh.
I'm also here.
Yeah, hello. I'm taller.
Therefore, I should get more recognition. I am the tallest one here.
Finn Balor comes out and just inserts himself into the situation.
Did he come out or did he just for the... I must have missed that. I had a nightmare watching NXT today, I'm not going to lie. It took me ages.
I was watching it at like 7:30.
I had to find it and scrobble through bits, and maybe I fast-forwarded past Balor coming out.
No, Balor did come out. He was stood on this... if you watch it, it's on their YouTube channel. That's where I watch most of the stuff for the NXT highlights. He was out on the ramp and sort of verbally exchanged, not with Matt Riddle though, with Tommaso Ciampa. So they basically had a little bit of a back and forth with each other, and it set up the main event.
Okay, I have to go.
Main event.
I'll have to go back and watch that because I wondered why they had randomly had a match between Ciampa and Balor. So I must have missed that bit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a verbal jab. The main event was Ciampa versus Balor. Balor did win after hitting the 1916. Adam Cole would come out midway through the match to try and distract. The best thing that happened in this match was Balor was stood over Ciampa doing his typical Prince, guns thing. Cole walks over, pats him on the shoulder, and he doesn't even turn around, he just hits him with the most picture-perfect timing Pele kick I've ever seen on Cole, and just walks off.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's just, that is full-on, stick this up your ballocks, just bang, straight away. Absolutely.
Fuck your ballocks.
Just absolutely brilliant. So show him that he's just, he's a chaotic... Oh, I can't remember it's not chaotic neutral. Oh, no, it is chaotic neutral because he's just causing chaos wherever he goes. So he's a chaotic neutral rather than a chaotic bad guy or a chaotic good guy. Did you know that this match is a person's final match in NXT?
Ciampa's?
No.
Balor's?
No.
Oh, the referee, of course. Yes, he's been moved to SmackDown. There was a clip afterwards.
Yes, there was. I was going to try and clickbait you and go, which WWE superstar is moving from NXT? Click here for more. Yeah, Jessica Carr. This is her final.
Yeah, and Matt also turned into Dusty Rhodes there for a second.
Click here for more. Jessica Carr's final show on NXT. Because you know why? Here's why. Aubrey Edwards.
Female.
Aubrey.
Female referee.
You know what? No disrespect to Jessica Carr. She's actually a really good referee.
She's so good.
But this reeks of WWE going, well, if they have one, we need one as well.
Yeah, but it's like NXT versus AEW. Why would they not just keep her on the brand that's on the same day?
Or maybe they've moved it to make it look like they are not the same. Like, they have a female ref. True. We don't need a female ref either. We're going to make ourselves less diverse to prove a point.
It's also for her. Like it happened off the after the show had officially finished. Ciampa was sat in the ring, grabbed the mic, sort of said, "Thank you for everything. You know, I really enjoyed the time traveling with you and that sort of stuff." He even said before you go up to NXT, which is wrong. It's when you go down because NXT are the best at the top.
Sideways,
down.
diagonally.
Sideways.
when you go diagonally and slightly to the left to SmackDown.
Yes, exactly. And then there was the rest of the referees, or as she called them, zebras, stood at the top of the ramp along with Triple H. And she actually got the mic. She said a bit, which was actually quite nice because you don't really hear much of the referees actually speak except midway through matches.
Yeah.
She did a full-on sort of thank you for everything and did the whole "We Are NXT," which
is lovely. I've not watched that video. I've seen the clip online, but I've not actually watched the video yet. But that is lovely to see.
Yes, it is, and she is like Matt says, a fantastic referee. I would say, I think she's the third best referee that WWE have.
I think all of them are on NXT though, because Drake is probably the best referee they have.
Yeah, Drake Wirtz is fantastic, but it's Charles Robinson.
Oh yeah,
Big Charlie.
Yeah, Little Nate is pretty good. It's probably Little Nate. Jessica's good, and then Drake. Yeah, Permatan Drake.
Yeah, he's now orange, just permanently.
He's been tangoed. He has literally been tangoed.
Last up, we also got we had two title matches. Obviously, one we're going to speak about in a minute, which is Undisputed Era and Keith Lee versus Keith Lee and Dajkovic. But we also got cruiserweight action for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, as 205 Live has officially been cancelled.
They've not officially announced it yet, but it pretty much has.
Pretty much has. So we got a cruiserweight title rematch, more or less, of Survivor Series minus that waste man Kalisto. Tozawa versus Leo Rush. Right. Tozawa controlled. He was in command from
if you give Akira Tozawa time to wrestle, I know it's amazing, giving people time to wrestle, he can have a really, really good match. And this match was great. They had great high spots. They actually did a German suplex off the ring apron, which is the first time I've ever seen that actually happen in a match. So that was brilliant. Love to see it. Really, really cool. The weird thing is, as I stifle a yawn, but it was weird. I
never my decision, by the way. I've just got to quickly interrupt you. Matt got all the writers to do a survey sort of themselves. And one of the questions he said, who deserves a push? I should have put Tozawa.
Tozawa's great. I do agree. However, it's not for my own personal well-being. We're doing something on the website. Stay tuned for that. It will be around about 2020. And he's really, really good. But it seemed very strange that he come out with the Raw shirt and we're not doing all the Raw stuff, and everyone's like, well, the brand supremacy is over. It's like, well, no, you've just done this now, so you shouldn't really be on. They don't know what they're doing. Raw. Yeah, it's like they said they're going to be more stringent with the draft, so why is he on? I don't know. It's confusing. But we got a great match out of it, and I'm still not sure whether Leo is a face or a heel at this point.
He's a cocky face.
Yeah, I like the whole thing of War Games where he slapped the piss out of Angel Garza. It's like, that does make sense because he did take his trousers off in front of his wife. So I guess he would go over and slap the piss out of him. But this match was really, really good.
Yeah, he's too flippy to be a heel.
This is true. It is true. So we'll see what happens. But I really like this match.
I did as well. Rush did win after hitting 2 final hours on Tozawa, one to the front, one to the back to start with, and then one to the front.
The old Tanahashi special hitting you to finish it twice.
I don't understand why people do that. I'm sure enough, if you hit the move on the back, it's going to be just as effective.
We said this about Neville, and then who's he talking about? Someone who changed their. It's Kyrie Sane. So we're going on the pay-per-view review. We're saying if you're a heel, you do a high fly move to the back because it's not about pinning the opponent; it's about hurting them.
Yeah.
So expect Captain Kota to start doing a double stomp to the back rather than to the front. And Balor's doing that as well. Balor's doing double stomps to the back. So,
they're trying to pull Balor away from doing a coup de grace. They're trying to put him more into the 1916 because it's more devastating.
It is, but he's doing it off the apron, remember, as well, which is the more devastating one. So he's going to do the coup de grace off the apron instead. Heels do top rope moves to the back because it's more painful.
So exactly. The other match, like we said, the championship match was Undisputed Era, which was actually Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong because of an injury scare to Bobby Fish.
I didn't see what happened.
He hit his head on the stairs.
Is that what happened? When did
Keith? What happened.
Did Keith Lee gorilla pressed him, and did he smack his head off the floor or stairs?
He hit the back of his head on the ring steps.
Oh, so
they were very worried about him. Apparently, he was walking around fine afterwards out the back. He was wandering around fine. But what a trooper in Roddy Strong to literally just whip off his t-shirt and wrestle in jeans.
Yeah, like what I hear. I started watching that. I went, he's wrestling. I was like, what would then happen if he got a massive rip in his trousers during this, or would he just strip down to the boxers? Would he go that high risk? It was
Well, I mean, Triple H just threatened to strip down to his tighty whities and wrestle in a broomstick before.
Yeah, but fair play to Roddy. He had to come in and pretty much call the rest of the match on the fly, or pretty much just he had to learn all the spots they were going to do as he was there. The match was really, really great.
He even took part in the high-low as well.
Yeah, well, they've done it before. When Bobby was injured, you had Roddy and Kyle as a team, and they used to do I like to call it the Undisputed Elimination because I feel like it sounds cooler than the high-low. But
I mean, Nigel calls it the high-low. So.
Yeah, well, that is literally the technical name for the move. It's the high-low because
we all know Matt's favourite spot in this though was where Cole runs down the ramp and gets absolutely yeeted into the fifth row.
That was tremendous, mainly for the people around that clearly weren't briefed that there were extras in the crowds. Yeah, and then it's like, oh my god, what's just happened?
There was one woman just stood there frozen in fear.
They had a bunch of guys in NXT shirts, but there was one woman in proper just normal civvy attire.
I reckon it was one of their girlfriends.
And I'm like, did they put there going, there's Lee's going to pounce enough that he's just not going to touch her, and it was a brilliant spot. And the
distance and the height.
And the fact they played into the finish of Dijakovic being like, my god, what have you done? You've killed a man.
Yeah, more or less. He was like, what the actual hell has just happened? Referee was distracted. Dijakovic was distracted. Strong and O'Reilly hit the high-low, or Undisputed Elimination, I like to call it, and picked up the win.
Yeah, no, it was really, really good match. I will say my favourite spot, well, two things. One, we got to see Dijakovic do his high-flying stuff, which I fucking love that he does springboards, even though he's 14 foot tall. And also, actually, my favourite spot was when Carl had him in the triangle, and Dijakovic deadlifted, and he did a choke slam and a powerbomb at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Such a good move. I rate that 10,000 times.
Dijakovic is an absolute freak of nature.
He's tremendous.
I think he would kind of class as an NXT debut next, because I haven't really seen much of Mansoor on NXT.
He had
maybe once or twice.
After he won the Battle Royal, he lost on NXT the week after, and that's only time he's been on. But yeah, Mansoor, my boy, Manny Favorino, full life, the guy from SoCal that's now from Saudi Arabia, even though he's a Saudi American. I just like bringing that up, that they did I always have to bring up that they did a trial in Saudi Arabia. There was no one good enough, so they phoned up Manny Favorino and be like, could you turn up so we can hire you over here, please, for a PR exercise? And he's like, yes, make that dollar. Fair play. Love Mansoor. He's a really good wrestler. I hope they give him more stuff to do.
Yep, he defeated Shane Thorne, which gets everyone a rub.
Yes, it does. I'm going with Shane Thorne because he had the best gimmick ever and they got rid of it.
What, TM61?
No, but after that, the worst. When he was the worst Shane Thorne, where his whole gimmick was, you've got all these tremendous stars, all I'm going to do is just drag them down to my level and then beat them because I'm the best at being the worst. And I'm like, that's such a clever gimmick. That's up there with creepy Johnny Curtis, with something that just would run and work really well if you just let him get on with it. Because Shane Thorne's really funny. Really, really funny. But when they had him team up on the house show circuit with Rhea, why not have him be Rhea Ripley's lackey when she was a heel? Obviously now, because Rhea's going to be, and I've said it before, bigger than Becky Lynch, that
she is. Have you seen the size?
Yeah, literally, and in regards of push. But it's a shame that they've left Shane Thorne on the wayside when he could do an awful lot. Whack him with Bronson Reed and let them be a tag team, because that'd be
the Aussie connection.
Yeah, that's just I don't know. Yeah, just whatever. Keep him on TV. He's really good, Shane Thorne.
Yeah, I agree. Matt's favourite match was up next. Is Candice LeRae defeated
Captain Kota's at the wheel, doo-dah, doo-dah. Captain Kota's at the wheel, taking Tegan's knee, taking Tegan's knee, taking Tegan's knee. Captain Kota's at the wheel, taking Tegan's knee. Oh,
song of a podcast. Dakota Kai lost to Candice LeRae by disqualification after Dakota Kai did hit her with Tegan Nox's knee brace, which she stole off her after the attack at War Games. I think the best spot in this match was where Candice LeRae puts Dakota onto the top rope, sat on the top rope, back to the ring. She's trying to reach for the knee brace, which she's hooked around the ring post, and literally the hand that is trailing out, you can just see Candice grab it, pull it down from underneath her and into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, no, they did a lot of nice spots with that. Like, you had Candice at one point, I think it's when they're on the outside, and this when Kota got the heat, is when she looked up at the knee brace, and then to be like, Candice was brilliant. The promo before the match Candice had was fantastic. I love the line of, you're not dealing with Tegan, you're dealing with Tegan Nox's pissed off older sister. And I'm like, finally, after a year of her just being, look, it's Johnny's wife, they're finally letting Candice be Candice. It's basically, they're doing the whole thing of Candice LeRae is tougher than you, and it's yes, all day, yes.
Though, is that she still uses the Gargano escape, and they still call it the Gargano escape.
No, I don't mind that, because it's a slight nod. It's not as if they're going, that's Johnny's move, that's her husband's move. They're saying, oh, Gargano escape.
Tom Phillips did say that.
Oh, did he? Oh, fucking Tom.
Yeah. Well, I did say Tom Phillips was on NXT this week instead of Mauro Ranallo, because Corey Graves is cunt.
Get well soon, Mauro. I just want to say,
love you, Mauro. You're the best.
He is the best. We did get a Mamma Mia chance. Hopefully that put a wry smile on his face. Yeah, no, Corey Graves is a colossal belly. He has apologised through gritted teeth on his podcast.
No, he hasn't apologised for saying it. He's apologised for being caught.
That as well, but still, like we said before, much like others, take Twitter off your phone, Corey, because it just doesn't end well. You, Ospreay, Rollins, all of you, Orton. Orton's funny. The twatty Twitter connection between those three, all of them, Jesus Christ.
The best person on Twitter at the moment is Batista.
What? Trying to slide in Dana Brooke? Oh, not even trying. Confirmed. Confirmed. DMs have been slid.
Yeah, Dana Brooke slid into his.
All I want, someone like, just hashtag pulled. Like, big up Tista. Like, shoot your shot, fam. I appreciate you.
I know this is not NXT news, but I saw this and I need to about it. It was a tweet from Batista, and someone else tweeted back to him saying, "Thanks for letting me borrow your Lamborghini to drive to your self-funded children's hospital." And then Dana responded, and he was like, "He's a great guy." And Dana went, "Yeah, he is. He's gonna help. He's gonna spot me when I squat." And someone else was like, "Best wingman ever." Legend, absolutely.
No, I saw a load of people doing that. He said, "Oh, thanks to Dave Batista for pulling me out of that burning building at that dog orphanage." And I was like, I love everyone wingman in Big Dave. I love Batista so much.
It's better than Lana and Rusev and Bobby Lashley.
Honestly, I will say this now. If there's one person that this pod, like TWM, if it's a wrestler that we all mutually love, it is literally Batista. We all love him so much. Anyway, sidebar.
As we always get distracted on these sort of things. But as Matt said, Candice referred herself as Tegan Nox's pissed off older sister. What does that make Rhea Ripley?
Oh, fucking mummy.
Because she came down and chased off Dakota with
pissed off Mama Bear. Like, fuck. I was going to say, because we were talking about this on Monday on the pay-per-view review, that it was important on what Dakota's heel theme, because we said the last two people that have turned, big people that have turned heel on NXT were Ciampa, who has No One Will Survive, which I sing almost every day after I watch NXT and AEW back to back. All I'm doing is walking around in between singing Judas and Ciampa's theme. It's all I sing on a loop.
See, mine is Undisputed Era. Rhea Ripley's theme song now, because you've got me into it, and Ciampa's.
And then... and also the second one was Io's, and obviously Io's theme absolutely sad. Dakota's, it's okay. It's a pretty standard heel turn theme. It works. When I first heard a few bars, I thought, yes, they are going to do... I wanted them to give him basically... I wanted her to turn into TK Cooper off of Progress. I wanted her in dungarees. I wanted to have like Australia... I wanted to have New Zealand grime. I wanted to be all in on that. But they've given it kind of like a Rocky theme. Hopefully she'll get a better one down the line. But it works well.
When you work for a company whose theme song is Slipknot, you're getting a rock theme song.
Well, I reckon they'll figure out and give her a better one. It's an okay theme to start with. Her entrance though was great because she's a faraway look in her eye. It's brilliant. She's not copying EO. She's not doing anything, because if you're a heel, I always say
a silent psycho.
Yeah, if you're a heel, well, she feels she's been done dirty, so therefore she thinks she's in the right, and she's like, well, no, you're all fucking against me. So if you're a heel, my biggest pet peeve is when they do the thing of like, I don't owe you an explanation. You either explain why or you say nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And she said nothing, which is perfect. Just have her silently walk around with a knee brace like she's like a mini Ciampa for a while. It's all working for me, mainly because I love Dakota Kai. She's the best. Captain Kota's at the wheel. Everyone better sit down and have their table trays at the perfect fucking position.
Well, see, I never knew much about Dakota Kai before she came ingrained into War Games, and now I fully agree with Matt's theory of she's a heel. She is 10 times sexier.
It's a rule. Like we said, Ciampa 10 times sexier when he turned heel. Balor, that may be physically impossible. Who else did we say? EO agrees. And yeah, no, it works. If you are a heel, male, female, any form of gender, it's 2019. It's a broad spectrum. Do as you please. You are 5 times hotter if you're a heel. I don't know why. It's just science, people.
It's just a science thing. We did have one more match last night, which was another women's match. Vanessa Bourne out to get some retribution on Xia Li for the injury she caused to Aaliyah. She failed. Xia Li beat her. But then Xia is attacked by Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, and Shayna Baszler.
She now French, Shayna Baszler.
Before Baszler was confronted by Ripley, and all Ripley was basically saying was, your belt is mine. Yeah. And if they don't give the belt to Ripley at Worlds Collide, I'm going to riot, because they're about to Asuka Baszler. And
it won't be a Worlds Collide. It will be at NXT TakeOver Trees, the one in February. The one in Portland. Whatever. I call it NXT TakeOver Trees because the advert just had pictures of trees and fog.
What's that one for? Is that TLC or is that?
No. They are doing ones. If you've not seen, they are doing them not with WWE pay-per-views anymore. Finally. They're a separate time, and B, they're on Sundays now instead of Saturdays.
Yes, thank you.
I want it on Saturday. It means I can't watch it live anymore.
Yeah, that's true. So I would love an NXT TakeOver WrestleMania. That to be his name.
Yeah, but they might do it. They might still have the WrestleMania one. I'd imagine they'll still have an NXT, unless they have NXT in WrestleMania. But that is another podcast for another time.
It is. But yeah, great episode of NXT. Did AEW compare?
This podcast, and indeed all TWM podcasts, are brought to you by SquaredCircleBox.com, the only place for your monthly wrestling box needs. With things from superstars from WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, British Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, and loads more, it is the only place that matters if you want to get the best wrestling swag for a low, low price. That low, low price is just £25, people. What a bargain! And you can get snapbacks, t-shirts, magazines, DVDs, trinkets, whatchamacallit, doodads, you name it, they have it each and every month. And just because you listen to TWM, you sexy people, you get 10% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code TWM News in the checkout. Just use the code TWM News in the checkout for 10% off your first order at SquaredCircleBox.com.
I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
I can't think of a party song. Matt, I need a party song.
I love a party with an atmosphere. I can't remember the rest of the words because it's an 80s comedian called Ross Abbott, because I'm showing my age.
Stop the Party by Pitbull.
No, I've got one.
Go on.
Hey, it's a party in the AEW. There we go, Miley Cyrus. Bang.
Yes, Matt. Love it. We're having another party. Jericho's Thanksgiving celebration. And this was probably the best thing of the night. And actually, to be fair, it was just one thing that was the best thing of the night.
This is a very meh episode of spoiler alert, you'll know which my favourite episode was when we get to the end. It was a very meh episode of Dynamite, to be honest.
Yeah, more or less. It kicks off with Virgil announcing time.
Soul Man. Soul Train Jones. Is it Soul Train?
Is it Soul Man?
Soul Train Jones. Breadstick Jones.
That one.
Yeah.
As announcing him as the greatest of all time, despite the fact he doesn't know what the GOAT is. GOAT.
I don't know what GOAT is because I am not a farmer. I was like, what the hell?
And then Jericho comes out, thanks everyone, there's balloons everywhere, and he brings out the Inner Circle. Sammy Guevara comes out, and they're basically all bringing presents. Sammy Guevara brings him a cutout of himself.
Oh, I love that.
Jericho is embracing it.
The cutout of them two hugging is, I want that in my life. It's the best thing ever. So good.
No, it's not the best thing ever. Santana and Ortiz give Jericho a Puerto Rican gift basket. Standard.
My favourite bit in that was when they pull out the flip flop and he's like, not only is this footwear, it is also a weapon. And I said, somewhere Pete Dunne is laughing.
Possibly. And then the best present was Jake Hager, who bought him an actual fucking goat.
No,
Chris Jericho.
No, I'm sorry.
The guy was having none of it.
No. They need to fucking stop bringing live animals out in front of a live crowd. They scared the shit out of Pharaoh. They got lucky with the horse. Don't do it. That goat was terrified, and it's not cool. It was
terrified.
It's not cool.
It wasn't like, the only reason I think it was brilliant was because, like, I haven't actually seen this segment, but I can just imagine the clueless look on Hager of how amazing is this fucking
they
freaking out.
What happened? The goat was freaking out, so they had to just give it back to the handler and be like, I got you a goat. It doesn't want to be out here. I've named it Chris Jericho, even though it's a girl. And I'm like, and it's just, this was very, very weird. And then they had obviously Ted Irvine, Chris Jericho.
We got a heel turn because he got booed.
Well, yeah, he came out. He's like, well, I'm great to be in New York. Boo. And they just ragged on the Blackhawks.
they were in Chicago.
Somewhere, writer and editor Paige is throwing all of the shit at her TV because she is a massive Blackhawks fan.
They were in Chicago. Ted was in a box. Santana and Ortiz lift the box up. He sat there in a New York Rangers jersey.
It's my dad in a box. My dad in a box. Yeah,
don't sing that song.
It's my dad in a box.
Very weird. If no one knows, if you don't know, you've been living on Jericho's dad used to play for the Rangers. Obviously, a big rivals of the Seahawks. They made fun of the Seahawks.
Blackhawks, not Seahawks.
Seahawks is a football team. My bad. That's my bad. Blackhawks. Sorry. And I've read somewhere apparently that's very, very good. So very like.
I imagine it was a heated ride.
Apparently, the Blackhawks are very good.
The Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup in the last few years. Like, I don't like my knowledge of
hockey is people getting in fights.
Is limited a bit. I know the Rangers. I know the Maple Leafs. I know the Canadiens and
Canucks.
Is there a thing called Canucks as well?
I'm pretty sure there is.
And then the Blackhawks, and then I think there's the Penguins and the Devil. I know the names. I don't really watch it. My knowledge goes to NFL and a bit of baseball, so I'm not really sure. This could be.
Oh, I know the Bruins.
There is just sports team heat. That's all I really know. This is.
Yes, the American sports team heat, which is all good and fun.
Which never works in the UK because everyone just cheers regardless. Your team is shit. Yay! We know.
I'm just having a look at the NHL team. Sorry, the only ones I can tell you that I know are the St. Louis Blues because I know they won the Stanley Cup last year, if I'm right. The LA Kings, the Rangers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and that is it, more or less.
I'm trying to think. So the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, Boston Bruins. I know those.
The Bruins, the Canadiens, the Maple Leafs, the Devil. Is it Tampa Bay Devil Rays? Is that on there as well? Tampa Ray something.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning. What do they do with the Devil Rays? Is that? I think that might be like a minor league baseball team or something.
Anaheim Ducks, that's a fun one.
Oh, the Mighty Ducks. Of course, the Mighty Ducks. How do we forget the Mighty fucking Ducks?
And there is Canucks because it's Vancouver.
Vancouver Canucks.
How about your mother?
Yeah, anyway, we should. Well, this shows how meh AEW is. The fact we're listing teams from the NHL.
Jericho did obviously have a match. Scorpio Sky. It was a very good main event.
Yeah, it was
the best
decent.
match of the night.
It was decent enough. Trying to think, the women's tag match I thought was a bit better. Like this was okay. It did prove the Scorpio Skies upper echelon levels. Yeah,
he basically spent the whole match frustrating Jericho because Jericho couldn't put him away. Hager interferes to break up a Dragon Sleeper. Kazarian comes down and fights him off. Sky basically kicks out of a code breaker, but is then submitted with the Lion Tamer. Jericho keeps it on, and John Moxley comes out and just stares at him. Yeah,
that was stemming from a promo earlier on in the night where he's like, I want someone to open challenge.
Which I'll bet to talk about that.
I know, I was going to say, I was just sitting there going, please be Jimmy Havoc, please be Jimmy Havoc, please be Jimmy Havoc. And it was Jericho. And I feel like this is going to give a lot of anti-AEW fans ammo, being like, look, it's two former WWE guys. When in reality, it's the two biggest guys in the promotion.
Ambrose Asylum match 2.0.
Will he avenge Mitch? Will Mitch make a dramatic return?
Miss Mitch.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like they'd be dumb not to capitalize on having Moxley versus Jericho, but it's going to give people ammunition. Being like, look, you got two big WWE guys at the top. You're basically Impact. Lol, 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 lol.
Yeah, more or less. But I put in my notes here, Moxley is basically now the John. Because he just throws out open challenges every week. He just doesn't have a title for it.
Yeah, I wanted some more big time matches. I wanted maybe him and Janela. That would be fun again. Him and Janela? Yeah, him and Janela.
Him and Cody.
Him and Cody, I imagine we'll get him and Cody down the line. Probably, obviously not for the belt.
And Hangman.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of matches that I want. I want Moxley versus Pentagon.
Oh, that'd be brutal.
That would be a really good match. Like, them two could proper go. Like, there's a lot of scope, and I feel like maybe Moxley might take the belt off Jericho. Maybe.
I think it's too early.
I don't know how long they're going to have Jericho with the belt, to be honest, because, I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's a very, very interesting one, and this is, like, the one singular highlight I can think of from the show, because everything else was kind of there.
I mean,
women's tag match was good. I will say that.
The Best Friends got an upset victory over the Lucha Brothers.
And Orange Cassidy was dressed as a turkey.
Because why not? It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, they beat him again. They're doing this whole running thing at the moment with Trent, like having the better of the Lucha. Because Trent beat Pentagon on AEW Dark last week. Trent's now pinned Phoenix, and the Lucha Brothers have been beaten by the Best Friends. And
which kind of would bump Best Friends up in the tag division.
Yeah.
Be maybe one of the next for the SEU.
And then next week they've got Trent versus Phoenix, which will be a really good match. And we did get a debut.
Trent.
I'm probably stealing your segues, but we did get a debut of a tag team on this show.
We did. We will talk about that in a second. I was just going to say how much I love the Best Friends. They are like I love Trent. I think he's fantastic, and I love Chucky T because he looks like James Blunt.
If you like them two, just go and scope out any of their old Best Friends series,
Ring of Honor
on High Spots, where they interview wrestlers and ask them. They interview wrestlers and ask them about conspiracy theories, UFOs, and how they wipe their ass. It is genuinely one of the funniest things ever. Like there's a whole bunch of them online. Just go and watch them. They are gold.
That is my homework for after this podcast. Like Matt said, the women's tag team match was very good. Amy previously defeating Hikaru and Chris Statlander. I'm gonna toot my own horn here. Beep beep beep. Long-term tooting of horn, because when we WrestleMania weekend, someone who really, really, really impressed me was Chris Statlander. She was on a lot of shows. She did the Joey Janela show. She did Black Label Pro. She did like Shimmer show, which she really impressed. And I said she's one to watch, and I'm so happy she made a kind of big debut on AEW this week. Weird that Sheeta was on the face side. I thought Sheeta was a heel, so I was very confused that she was on the face team, considering she's going up against Riho, it looks like, down the line. And they've got and Sakura's still a face. She's getting booed, fair enough. And B Priestley, she was like the mentor, which is I think the reason why everyone thought she was.
Yeah, she's a comedy face, and also obviously the crafty veteran. And B. Priestley's a heel because she's unsafe,
dangerous.
Hi, Will. Don't block me.
I'm kidding. I love you, B.
Please don't block me.
Please don't hurt me. Actually, if you're going to hurt me, send Will to do it.
Yeah, send Will to do it because he's more than likely going to land on the back of his head.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you think they may be setting up to have like an AEW women's tag team division?
That was
put a lot of tag team matches on.
Brandy did say that she wanted women's tag titles, so I imagine they'll be going down the line.
I think there's been a women's tag match every week, isn't there?
Pretty much. They like building stuff up. I think Shannon would be on the show, but I think they changed it last minute. But
I think she may have been on Dark.
Yeah, maybe they moved it to Dark. But I imagine they're doing women's tag titles down the line. Hopefully, they give Jamie Hayter a decent tag partner. I would prefer just having. I would have B and Jamie as a tag team, so I reckon they'd work really, really well. But
don't they hate each other?
By maybe. I don't know. I don't keep. They might do. Jamie. I think they do. You know what? I'm probably going to get a text message from Shirley in a minute going, I can't believe you suggested blank and blank because blank and blank. Stuff I can't say on air because kayfabe.
Yeah. Like Matt said, again, we got a debut of another in Matt Nix before hitting a promo about MJF and that sort of thing. And then he's attacked by the team called the Blade and the Butcher.
Yes. I don't know if you're aware of who these people are.
I'm aware of one of them, and I can't think of his name.
I'm imagining you're aware of him because he used to be on Impact.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
It's Braxton Sutter.
Thank you.
And of course, he is married to one Ali,
who was their manager and dressed like a Playgirl bunny.
Yeah, and even I, as a man who doesn't really want to objectify anyone because I don't really want to do that, even sat there where I went, wow, wow, Ali, wow. The other interesting thing is obviously you have Braxton Sutter, and the other guy is Andy Williams.
Who's the lead singer of a band.
He's the bass player for Every Time I Die. And he's a wrestler on the side, but now he's working for AEW as well, which is really, really cool.
Every Time We Die is going to be doing every single theme song for AEW.
He's been, the first time he stepped into a ring, he powerbombed Jimmy Havoc through a table at Sonisphere at Progress. And now he's actually a legit wrestler wrestling for AEW. I've been talking to Mike because he's obviously, if I'm a big indie nerd on the Indie Wrestling Show, he's an even bigger indie nerd than I am. And he says that they've been tearing it up and beyond over in the US. So he said people should be very, very excited about this tag team. I
was going to ask, are they keeping their names for these two? Are they having the Braxton Sutter and? I
imagine that they'll be called it'll be like the Butcher, Andy Williams, and the Blade. I don't know whether he's still going under Braxton Sutter or he's going under Pepper Parks, which was his name on the Indies before Impact.
I just found a picture of them, and Andy Williams looks like, oh my God, Silas Young.
He also, what I love about it, he does look like an old-timey Victorian strongman, does Andy Williams.
Yeah, he does.
And I just rate that so much.
And Braxton Sutter looks like Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, the weird thing is, because what I love about it is he's clearly like Braxton or whatever, like the whatever he's called himself. He used to be bald, and clearly he shaves his head because he's balding, but he's let the hair grow out on the sides. So it makes him look older, but makes him look more maniacal. That he's got like this unkempt balding hair. So I'm very intrigued when they do this. They did kind of Dark Order them in just letting them randomly appear and not really giving any backstory. I hope
I just can't unsee Drake Wirtz in it.
I hope you are right. That's really fucking annoying. I'm going to see that now. I hope that they do give a bit more backstory earlier than they've done with the Dark Order. However, the Dark Order,
Ali with them, so Ali's quite a well-known figure in AEW.
Yeah, I guess that kind of gives them an out. But they beat up Cody, so are they going to keep Cody and MJF apart for a bit, or are the Butcher and the Blade been paid off by MJF? I don't know. I'm not sure where they're going with this. It was an intriguing turn in this storyline.
Very, very interesting. We also got another match, and I think it's the third match I've had now between Kenny Omega and Pac, and Omega picked up the win. Am I right? Third or is it second?
This would be the second, because he won the match at All Out, which sent Kenny into his downward spiral, and then these two had another very, very, very good match because it's Pac and Kenny Omega, with Kenny picking up the win. Hopefully this will be him on his upward trajectory going forward. It was really, really good.
Yeah, Omega to pick up the win. MJF defeated Hangman Page for a ring, which was awarded to him by Diamond Dallas Page, who verbally said, "I don't want to give you this."
And also the highlight of this is the ring increased in value as the evening went on. Excalibur went, "It's a $43,000 ring," and then MJF in a intake promo went, "The ring is $44,000." And it's like, well, this ring keeps getting more and more expensive as the evening goes on. It was a good match.
I was going to say something I completely forgot to mention was about Jim Ross. His comment regarding
accidentally Jim Ross being
racist, very, very
Jim Ross. I'm going to say that Jim Ross accidentally being racist, trying to back out of being racist, and full on just driving down Racist Boulevard.
I was going to ask you: is Emi Sakura known for being a cosplayer?
I don't know. I'm not sure. If people, am I going to say what Jim Ross said, or are you saying it?
I'll say it. Emi Sakura comes dressed out as Freddie Mercury in a beautiful jacket. I will say the ring jacket was fantastic. And Jim Ross's comment, and I quote, "Freddie Mercury never looked so oriental. Asian, female."
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was like he was driving around a car park and there was like 30 spaces that all said racist, and he kept going on. This one, no, that's racist. This one, no, that's racist. Here we go, female. This one's just objectifying. I'll park here instead. Jim, you dozy prick.
I saw a tweet as well. And it said, "In the first 30 minutes of AEW Dynamite, Jim Ross has mentioned Allstate during a segment sponsored by State Farm. Somehow mistook Trent Beretta for Taven, a wrestler who doesn't even work there, Matt Taven from Ring of Honor. Referred WKRP in Cincinnati, referred to Emi Sakura as being Oriental." Well done, Jim. You had a great night.
Yeah, he didn't have Tony as backup because Tony was off doing his Georgia Bulldog basketball thing. They did have a random fan that had won to commentate on the show, and he said 5 words in the Lucha Brothers match and then was quietly shifted off. It was I've seen people saying that they think Jim Ross is the best commentator.
Please stop talking.
Right, he's not even the best commentator on that booth. The best commentator around at the moment is Excalibur. So just stop. Just stop with the Jim Ross thing. Like, let him sit backstage at Gorilla guiding the commentators. You've got Excalibur, Tony, Golden Boy. Perfect. No problem with that whatsoever. Even Excalibur and just Tony, fine. You don't need Jim Ross out there. The name brand is enough now that you do not need Jim Ross accidentally saying stupid shit and getting names wrong every week. Like, when he's great, and that's very, very not very often. But when he's bad, he's fucking awful. So I'm sorry, but it's not worth it personally.
It's got to stop. We did get 2 more non-wrestling segments. Dustin Rhodes and the Young Bucks end up brawling with Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, Sammy Guevara.
It was Sammy Guevara.
It was Guevara and the Proud and Powerful.
The Proud and Powerful, because of the broken arm that Dustin had received last week or the week before. And then we got another Dark Order vignette. Very meh. They just, I like this vignette. I thought it was. I mean, the meh was just a Dark Order.
No, because I feel like, again, annoyingly they've done this backwards, but these vignettes are making the Dark Order seem interesting. If they are the vignette, the fact they have the guy from the week before going to this cult meeting thing, sitting at the back listening to it. You have Stu Grayson standing in the background, and they shoot Uno without his mask on, but from the nose down. So he's basically like, and they cut to all these different people that have been wronged in life, and it goes black, and they've all got the masks on. It's if they played this in the weeks leading up to when they debuted, the Dark Order would be the biggest heel tag team in AEW. They've just done it backwards, so now they're having to undo all the bad work they've done before. But it was really, really good.
I think that's why they're really hyping up these I think AEW management know they didn't really connect with the crowd at first, and they're now bringing in these massive promos to really hype them up.
Yeah.
And I hope that for 5 weeks down the line, I actually might like them.
Yeah, I hope people do as well. We'll see.
I like Stu Grayson. I thought Stu is a good wrestler, but I just can't connect with the gimmick. Every week I would like the Who Wants to Be in there play, but we don't need this week.
It's literally just be duh.
Right, okay, NXT, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, no, it was NXT. AEW was really... It was like, the Jericho bit was fine, the Dark Order segment was good, the women's tag match was good, the debut of Butcher and the Blade was excellent, but it was like 4 okay segments, everything else was just there. Even the main event was just there. You knew, like, it was a good match,
Jericho wasn't going to win,
but you knew Jericho wasn't going to lose, so it was kind of a means to an end.
If I count this up, the points we've spoken about for AEW, it's been 10 things, so 10 different segments or matches to speak about for AEW. NXT was just 6.
Yeah, but
and it shows how much better they were.
Yeah, great cruiserweight title match, great main event,
incredible tag team match. Yeah,
great tag team title match. The women, Captain Kota, the 2 women's matches were good and they had good storylines. The Rhea Ripley promo was excellent. The opening promo was excellent. I really enjoyed NXT. NXT is the better show this week.
NXT win again, despite the fact that AEW wins in ratings every single week. This podcast seems to just
we don't play by the rules, not even our own.
NXT, we are NXT. That is the end of this podcast. Go over to our social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, and YouTube to hear all of our wonderful voices speak about the wonderful world of professional wrestling. On TWM right now, there are some lovely articles for you to go read. I'll hand over to Max. He can run through what's on there because he puts them on there.
I can. You can go and check out Shailene's article on something that we touched on a little bit earlier on, which is will Rhea Ripley eclipse Becky Lynch? I do think so, personally.
I do as well.
I think she's going to be bigger than Becky Lynch, and you can go check that out. Literally, you can check that out right now at TWM.news. You can go read James Konkowski's article on why Corey Graves is wrestling's most overrated announcer. You can go check out Sean Pond's article on who impressed at Survivor Series. You can also check out, just have a little read, I've got a message from people at the same time. You can go and check out reviews from War Games and Survivor Series. There's loads of other stuff, Red versus Blue as well. And there'll be some nice articles going up over the next few days alongside that. Lovely stuff.
I very much endorse the Corey Graves one because Corey Graves sucks.
I've always liked Corey Graves, but he's just there at this point.
Never.
But honestly, out of all the co-commentators in WWE at the moment, probably my favourite is Beth Phoenix. I really like Beth Phoenix.
I tweeted this out whilst watching the early parts of Survivor Series, and I think it was I think it was Vic Joseph, Michael Cole, and Nigel McGuinness, if I want to say I'm right. And I said I think that's my favourite combination of the booth you can get now.
Yeah, Vic is going to be the next play. Obviously, he's the commentator Raw, but he's going to be the big deal.
He'll be the next JR.
He'll be the one that moved when Cole finally goes backstage and he's basically Triple H's Kevin Dunn. Vic will be the guy going up, and Tom Phillips is going to be angry and bitter at life. Yeah, I like Beth Phoenix, but anyway, you can go read all that stuff over at twm.news.
Matt, social media.
At Matty ID at the things. Go follow me if you want it.
At George _Geal_ for me on Twitter. Please reply to my tweet of me trying to buy a £45 WWE title watch.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Black Friday.
Also me going to go buy the Undisputed Era Christmas jumper.
So right. No, I'm gonna go buy an Undisputed Era because I want to be part of the boys.
Yes, because that's how it works. You buy it.
I'm currently doing the hand sign as we speak.
I bet you're doing it wrong.
Right hand is the U.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. I can't be bothered. Whatever.
Whatever. I'm exhausted. Wrestling this week. So much to talk about. Rest up for another week of the Wednesday Night Wars. Love you all. Bye.